Hey guys, today I have my flannel shirt, I have my Doc Martens, I have my Boss Distortion DS1, I have my Big Muff Fuzz pedal, and I have my EHX Small Clone Chorus pedal. So you know what that means? Today we're talking about grunge. So what is grunge? Well, let me define it for you, starting with the city that it came from. It came from Seattle. It's often known as the Seattle Sound. Most of the bands, or all the bands that were initially grunge bands, came from Seattle. The first major explosion of grunge across the nation was in 1991. As a matter of fact, 1991 is known as a year of some of the greatest albums that came out. We're not going to explore them all, but the three grunge albums we're going to look at came out in a span of less than 2 months. As a matter of fact, the first one that we're going to talk about, which is Pearl Jam's 10, came out August 27th. The second one was Nirvana's Nevermind. And the third one is Soundgarden's Bad Moto Finger, which came out on October 8th. So from August 27th to October 8th, we had three major albums that hit the market and really exploded this idea of grunge across the nation. So those three bands, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, and Soundgarden, are kind of the three big names that I want you to remember. But I also want you to remember their singers. The first one from Pearl Jam is Eddie Vedder. He had kind of a gravelly voice, but he had a way of singing that just really drew you in. And then the second one for Nirvana was a guy named Kurt Cobain. You've probably heard of Kurt. You've probably also heard of Eddie Vedder, but Kurt Cobain really was kind of the face of grunge in a lot of ways. He had a way of almost not yelling or screaming, but it wasn't just melodic. It kind of had kind of an in-your-face kind of sound. And the third for Soundgarden was a man named Chris Cornell. Now, Chris Cornell went on and sang for several bands. As a matter of fact, a lot of grunge bands he was the lead singer of, but he's probably most noted for being with Soundgarden, and that's where he made his first impact. So the question we kind of need to ask is, what is grunge? And I don't even know how to answer it except this, that grunge was kind of an authentic response to the music industry and everything that had been going on. And it was a response to like the 80s hair bands. These guys would come out like Poison and Def Leppard, and I guess you could say in some ways even like Guns N' Roses, and some of these others would come out in full stage makeup, and they would have big hair that had been hairsprayed and all this, and they'd be wearing tight leather pants and these very stylish shirts, but nothing you would wear out on the street or when you're hanging out with your friends. It was all very much an act. I would say the second thing, not only was it a response to these hair bands, but number two, these grunge artists a lot of times were wanting to say something important. When you look at Pearl Jam's 10, a lot of their songs deal with some very, very deep topics. As a matter of fact, it really, on that album, there's a song named Jeremy, and it's about just something awful that happened in a classroom one day, and Eddie Vedder wrote this song about that and kind of what happened. So when we talk about grunge, we're going to kind of wrap this up here. I want to kind of give you something that we can take away from this. And when we talk about this, really what I want you to see is the idea of authenticity. And what does that mean? Well, today, here's how I want to just simply define it. This isn't a great definition, but for today in this video, I want it to be this. Being authentic means being yourself, being who you are, being willing to be somebody no matter what. And what I mean by that is this. Let me put it this way in really kind of cheesy, simple terms. In a world where everybody's ordering vanilla ice cream, don't be afraid to get chocolate or Rocky Road or whatever. In a world where pizza is the most popular pizza is pepperoni, it's okay to order chicken and bacon, or even, as I got on my shirt here, pineapple on your pizza. It is, to put it this way and to kind of bring it to where we are, it is when we live in a world where everybody's wearing stage makeup and everybody is making their hair really big and wearing leather pants, it's okay to wear a flannel shirt. It's okay to wear combat boots, and it's okay to be who you are. That's what I want you to take away from today. Now, what I want to do is give you an album that I think you should listen to that relates to this lesson. And today's album, I don't have the cover, and I'll explain to you why in just a minute, but today's album is Pearl Jam 10. In this, like I said, it is just an album in which they are very, very authentic. They say things that need to be said, and they exploded into the world. Now, the reason I don't have that cover, that was a gift to me. A friend of mine named David Faust, his wife's Jennifer, they had gotten that album, and it came with a stereo version and a mono version. And so being the awesome friends that they are, they gave me one of those records, and so I have that. So thank you, David and Jennifer. So today what I'm saying to you is this: be authentic. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself. All right, so here's what I want to leave you with today. Go and love your neighbor. Take care of yourself and be the good that this world needs.